Hey, Hello Geek Gamer here, and in this episode of Unboxed, I'm happy to share with you the unboxing of the Horizon Forbidden West Collector's Edition. There was a Collector's Edition that was put out on the release date, and there's also a Regala edition that was put out. Difference between the two is in the matter of inches. The box on the other one's quite a bit taller. The Tremortusk is quite a bit taller because it's got a hut on the back with people riding on top of it. It's pretty awesome to look at, but for me this worked out better. It fits better in my display case. I really like the cleanliness of this particular one. I didn't so much like the hut on the Regala edition. I didn't like the characters on the top, but they just didn't seem to be fully painted to me. So saved 40 or 50 bucks getting this, and I really think I'm going to be happy with it. So we're going to unbox this together, and I'm glad you joined me today. If you're new to the channel, I'm a 69-year-old gamer that's been gaming since the days of Pong. I've probably owned the majority of the systems that have come out over the years at one time or another, and sold a lot of them, but kept a lot of them too. So if you do like the content, a like and subscribe would be really appreciated. And to all my current subscribers, thanks so much. You guys keep me going, and I really appreciate it. So let's get to the unboxing. But before I do that, I wanted to take a few moments to talk about one of my favorite unknown games. Now, many of you may be familiar with this, but many people aren't. It didn't sell that well when it came out in October of 2010. But it's some really special in a lot of ways, and the reason I'm showing it today is because it's got a lot of similarities to the Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West series. In fact, its name is Enslaved Odyssey to the West. And again, I said this was in October of 2010 when it came out. It's got some really cool things in it. There's fully motion captured actors. One of the main actors who plays the big brutish guy called Monkey was Andy Serkis, who did both the motion capture and the voicing of Gollum in the Lord of the Rings series. He's a real talent in a lot of ways and goes way beyond just his acting and his voiceover career. He is good at directing and many other things. So he's in this. And then the Trip is the female protagonist in this. I forget who voices her, but she did a really great job too. So if you like a similar world to any of the Horizon games, granted it's older technology, maybe a little bit clunky compared to the fluidity of the games we're looking at now, but check this out. It's available on the Xbox systems, and it also came out on PS3, so it might be available in some type of a form to get it on your PS4 or PS5. Again, it's Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Okay, enough for my pitch of unknown games, but let's get to the unboxing today. So it comes in this sleeve. First of all, one thing I appreciated, this came in a very sturdy box, and as such, it minimized any damage that was going to happen to it. I hate it when people send stuff out that's not properly boxed. These are collector's things, and you and I and people who like to collect, we like things to get here in pristine condition. It almost got here in pristine condition, but I'm not really worried about the small little ding in the sleeve. It's just the sleeve, and it doesn't really bother me at all. So the geometric pattern is something that they've carried throughout, and that's kind of cool to see. These are the things that come with the edition, and I'll take you through those one by one later. Here's the other side, and let's go back to the front. I've already removed most of the tape because tape is my nemesis. It is like Superman's kryptonite. Tape is mine, so I try to get everything on tape as soon as I can. So this comes out like this. We'll go this way. Try not to tear this. I don't know if you're like me or not, but when I collect stuff, I keep everything in really pristine condition as much as I can. That way, if I ever do go to resell it or give it to somebody, they can enjoy it in all of its glory, as opposed to being messed up or ripped or whatever. Just something I prefer to do. That was carefully sat down there, believe it or not. So here we've got the main box. And, you know, I saw a couple of unboxings on this. And, you know, it's interesting. Looks like another box I've got up on my display shelf. The colors and the person's totally different, obviously. But the color of the sky and the trees and everything in the background, it's just very, very similar. It's kind of funny to see that. But Biomutant was there, and I saw that, and I went, very similar. So this is the front of the box. And I'll do some close-ups of these at the end so you can really enjoy what it looks like. because it did a great job. And I need to learn the names of these enemies here. Now, I did play Horizon Zero Dawn, but I didn't finish it. And I'm going to start fresh with this new game here. So we'll see how I do with that, having taken so much time off from it. But I'm really looking forward to it because it looks like an absolute excellent game and like they've really knocked it out of the park. So I think this comes up this way. Creak. Pop and creak and pop. Okay, so here's the main thing, all in this glorious plastic, which is always fun to take apart. There's the instructions. And this is a nice background to put your Tremortusk in. So I think that's pretty cool. And then the instructions are something, yes, boys and girls, Elder Geek is saying you should read these particular instructions. Otherwise, you're going to have problems assembling it. I've watched a lot of people try to assemble it, and they say it's pretty difficult. We'll find out here in a minute. But one of the things I just noticed on this is there's actually a QR code that'll take you straight to a video on how to set it up. It's not rocket science. It should be pretty simple, but there are issues with it as far as people being able to fit the pieces in. So there's not that many pieces. So let's do this. Let's take this apart. And it looks like we've got over here a couple of claws. The tusk. Yeah, if you had a tusk, you'd play with it, you know. That's just the way it goes. Leftover tape that was holding Aloy in. And here's the Aloy statue. And of course, I'll show you close-ups of these later. But that's pretty detailed. It's pretty nice. I wonder if the scale of Aloy to the Tremortusk is correct or not. I imagine it's probably pretty close. Yeah. Which means I would be scared to death about having one of these things come up at me. I would want a missile launcher or something to try to take it out. 2 more claws. Pop. Always worry about these things breaking. Didn't break. Good quality. That's good. Okay, now we have everything out of the way. Let's look at the instructions. And so it looks like everything is color-coded, which is what I saw in the videos I watched. And it's going to be a simple align and push. So what you'll notice on this set of instructions, for example, this one has kind of a keystone type formation on it. So you want to align that with the same green hole that has that same keyhole type structure. And each one's a little bit different, so make sure you've got it lined up properly. So I'm going to take a few minutes and put this together. I'll probably just speed this up or cut it out altogether. So we'll go from there. So that is it. I'll do some close-ups like I said. And there's one other thing to show you, which is in the bottom of this background. There's this little pull-out, which is the same in the other edition. This has the steel case. Now, this doesn't come with a physical disc, and I know a lot of collectors prefer that. I do too, but that's fine. It's got a PS4 and PS5 digital code, so we'll use those. But the steel case looks really nice. It's really good looking. Oh, and there are my codes inside. So those are the codes, and there's the interior. Let me get my fat hand out of the way. And then the other thing that came with it is the art book. And you get art books with a lot of things nowadays. Yeah, they're cool. I kind of put them right up there with postcards. But they're not that cool. Now what's funny is that really looks like a scene from Enslaved, Journey to the West. This is really hilarious. But anyways, got a lot of nice stuff to look through. You might want to put that next to your collector's item or just to the game if you got this same one. And if you did get one of these, I'd like to know what you think about it. I didn't find that hard to put together once you just followed the instructions and got things lined up properly and pushed in properly. I have one that doesn't feel real secure in there, so I'll work with that after we're all done here. But that's pretty much it. I'd like to be able to use this. One other difference between this and the Regala edition is in the Regala one, where this is attached, I can't pull it apart because I'd love to have this spread out like this for a background. You can do that in the Regala edition. It's actually a box within a box. But this one, you'd have to tear this off. And my guess is, as soon as I did that, I would lose the graphics underneath here and it wouldn't look very good. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this for display purposes, but I'll try to figure something out because I would like to. So let's put this where it belongs. And I'll be doing, right after we're done with this, I'll be doing individual shots of the model itself, of the Tremortusk and Aloy. And that is pretty darn cool, pretty sweet to me. I can't wait to start playing the game. If you've played it, I'd like to hear what you think of it so far. If it's everything I've read, just say it's phenomenal. It's always nice to see somebody who does a follow-up to a game and the second one is as good or better than the first one, and that's what it sounds like here. So some other games I've been playing, I've been trying to finish up on the Halo Infinite campaign. I only get a few hours a week to play games, so as a retired person you think that's all I'd be doing, but it's not. So I've been playing that. I've also been playing Rainbow Six Extraction, and so far I totally suck at it. I played World War Z and I love that game and I did pretty well at it. But Extraction is just a whole different animal in itself. It's similar, but it's different. But I'm going to do some solo runs now and hopefully I'll pick up my abilities because currently I'm terrible at that game. But this is one of those games I'm sure I will enjoy and put up with any frustration, and I look forward to finishing it off. Again, thanks again for joining me today for this unboxed edition. And I've got 2 more unboxings coming up. I've got the Halo Infinite Master Chief helmet. I bought it both from Best Buy and from GameStop. And I want to show you some key differences between the 2 helmets. I think you might enjoy that if you're a Halo fan. And I've also got the Witch Queen Collector's Edition coming. It's actually here. And because the Witch Queen comes out tomorrow, and I'd like to share that with you too. It's a pretty cool collectible. So those 2 unboxed episodes will be coming out in the next week or so, or maybe sooner. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing very well. Thanks again for tuning in. You make my day when you do. Please comment, and I'll catch you on the next video.